Hey everybody, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So do me a favor before we get started. I need you to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, I need you to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you won't miss episode. So how is everyone today? Hope you are well. So today we're going to talk about 2 ways to get guaranteed rent. 2 ways to get guaranteed rent. So feel free to chime in as I talk. Leave your thoughts, your ideas, your comments, right? So I am going to be brief. Number one way, the one that most people are familiar with, is Section 8. All right. So some people recommend that you stay away from Section 8. And I consider those to be ignorant people, actually. Section 8 people are good people. They are just a little bit down on their luck, right? So generally, when you look at Section 8 is going to be single mothers. All right. This is your Section 8 population. All right. So, like I said before, they're just down on their luck right now. So they may be down, but they are not out. All right. On the other hand, you'll find people with lots of money over here, and they're actually criminals, right? So people like to criminalize people with low funds, but there are criminals over here with big funds. Main one being, okay, I'll leave that one alone. All right. But just to reiterate, is that being a criminal, it has to do with your moral character, not how much money you have or how much money you don't have. It's about how much morals do you have versus how much morals do you not have. All right, so here we have Section 8 population. This is guaranteed rent. This rent is paid by the government. So the government pays a portion of the rent. So say for example, the rent is $1,000. So the government is going to pay 800 and then the tenant is responsible for 200. So this is guaranteed rent. They pay through, remember we went through the pandemic. So they pay all through the pandemic. Remember when people had stopped paying their rent? Well, Section 8 was still paying rent through the pandemic, through recessions, through hurricanes, through floods, through whatever catastrophes you can think of. Section 8 is still paying rent, right? So that is the one, guaranteed rent, Section 8, which most people are familiar with, right? Second way of guaranteed rent, veteran housing. Veteran housing. So this is less commonly thought of, but this is also funded by the government. The government pays this rent, and this is for veterans. So you got Section 8, which is the single mothers. Then you got veteran housing, which is veterans. So there is a huge veteran homelessness problem out here. And they offer a government funded program called veteran housing. All right, where you would rent out to veterans, people who have some sort of military experience. So this is helping veterans out. All right. So, say for example, you were interested in veteran housing and you would like to know, where do you get started? How do you get started finding veteran tenants? So, generally, these are going to be nonprofit organizations that are going to be um, the segue. And I'm going to give you one organization. The name of it is called Community Hope. It's a veteran program. So that is where you would get started if you were interested in veteran housing. Also, you could go to the Veteran Administration itself. You could call the VA directly. And there are local housing representatives for these veteran programs. All right. And then the local housing representatives, they have the organizations. All right. So this is how you would get started if you were interested in this segment of the population. So you could go to the organization itself. There are several different organizations. One of them is called Community Hope, or you could go to the Veteran Administration. All right. So when it comes to veterans, this program helps out um, people who served in the military in some capacity. And they do have the VA loan for veterans, the VA loan for veterans, which gives them the opportunity to buy a home with no down payment. So any veteran, anybody with military experience can get this VA loan and can get a house, and no down payment is required. So that's one of the advantages of being a veteran. You have a home and you don't have to pay a down payment like everybody else does. All right. So these are the two areas of guaranteed rent if anyone is interested in any of these niches. So again, you have Section 8 and you have veteran housing. So picking your niche. So when it comes to real estate, as I'm sure you are aware, there are a whole bunch of niches that you can pick from. And so deciding on which niche to pick is a first step. So which niche did you pick? So when it comes to guaranteed rent, what they do is they pay more than market value. So say, for example, market value is $1,000, like the rent is $1,000. So Section 8 would be higher than market rent. So instead of $1,000, it would be something like $1,300, right? So they pay higher than market rent. These are guaranteed rent, Section 8 and veteran housing. Now, when you think of other niches, there are other niches that pay more than these niches. Those being things like Airbnb, things like insurance. So if someone has a fire or flood, catastrophe, things like that. Things like rent by the room. So like I said, there are a whole bunch of niches out here. And the first step is picking a niche. But these two niches right here are guaranteed rent. So you never have to worry about picking the wrong tenant. Tenant moves in and they decided they're not going to pay rent. Which does happen. Which does happen in real estate. So if you get a regular tenant, say you're just going to get a regular tenant, do buy and hold, and that's what you decide to do. So if you don't screen them properly and you get the wrong tenant, that tenant could very well move into the house and decide that they're not going to pay rent. And then depending on what state you live in, it's going to take forever to evict them. So some states are landlord friendly and other states are not. So if you live in a landlord friendly state, you can evict them fast. And if you live in a state that's not landlord friendly, it's going to take forever to get them out. And they know that. That's why they do it. So you have to be very careful deciding on which niche you're going to pick and then screening that tenant very well. But to reiterate, the two sections of guaranteed rent are Section 8 and veterans housing. If you would like to add anything to what I said, feel free to add it below. Also, do me a favor before we leave. I need for you to hit that like button. That helps the channel. It helps YouTube to send it out to others so others can see it. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and notification bell next to it so that you will not miss an episode. Also, do me a favor. If you made it this far into the video, type in the words below, real estate. All right, that helps me out because YouTube wants to see some kind of interaction. They don't want to just see me up here running my mouth off and you know, there's no interaction. So do me that favor and type in the word real estate if you made it this far in the video. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. On your way out, don't forget, hit that like button. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bye for now.